When I first started my Amazon online arbitrage business, I spent hundreds of hours watching YouTube to try to figure out how to make it click. And the thing that helped me the most was just watching people source. I didn't like the guru videos. I didn't like being sold on a course or a product. I just like to watch people source. So in today's video, I'm going to give you exactly what I was looking for 3 years ago on YouTube, and we're just going to break down a couple of deals. I'm going to show you how to use Keepa Product Finder, which is the most powerful sourcing tool you will ever have access to as far as Amazon goes. I'm going to show you how to manually source sales that are currently happening, which is the highest ROI task you could possibly do in your Amazon business. And I'm also going to show you how to use Keepa Product Finder to reverse source up to 50 storefronts at one time. Let's hop into the screen and let me show you what I got. All right, I'm here on the Reebok website. We've got a really big Labor Day sale going on, lots of stuff happening, big deep discounts, really good opportunity to find some products to flip on Amazon. And I also found a secret coupon code that I can stack on top of these sales and gets me an extra 15% off. So huge potential here. Let me show you how to put some Keepa Product Finder filters on a sale like this and find some products really quickly. So pop into Keepa Product Finder here. We know we're sourcing Reebok products. That's going to be our first filter. We'll scroll down to the brand section here and type in Reebok. Um, Way too many products. I'm not going to go through 500,000 products, obviously. So we got to put a couple other filters on this. Let's do a buy box minimum of 20. If you watch my videos, you know that's always going to be my minimum. I just don't have a lot of success finding profitable products under that $20 price point. So that got rid of a ton of stuff, but we still don't want to go through 54,000 products. Let's see what else we can do. I know this is probably going to be a lot of shoes. I don't personally do shoes. It's not my thing. So I'm going to take out the shoes here, and we can do that in the product group filter. And we're just going to have to change this to is none of. So that's going to get rid of a lot of shoe listings. So we're down to 12,000. Still got to do a little bit of tweaking. Let's come down to the offer count, and let's do a 30-day drop offer count at 20%. That means in the last 30 days, 20% of the offers have dropped off of this product. That lets us know that this product is moving. And the last thing I'm going to do here, and this might not affect this particular um, search a lot, but I'm kind of thinking in a Q4 mindset. We're coming into Q4, it's the end of August, and I really want to be looking for products that are going to sell well for Q4 because we're always thinking ahead as an Amazon seller. You got to be sourcing 2, 3, 4 months in advance. That gives you time to get your products turned around and sent into Amazon. So let's cap a rank here at 500K. And you might be asking, 500K is ridiculously high. Well, first of all, this is the clothing category, and 500K is actually not that high because this is a huge category. But I want to be looking for products that are Q4 products. So things like sweatpants and hoodies and things like that probably haven't been selling that well over the summertime. So I don't want to come in here and limit myself by putting a 100K or 150K rank because I'm going to take those products out of their results because they're probably ranked a lot higher than that currently since they haven't been selling that great through the summer. So I don't know if that'll affect this particular search. Yeah, it did. So look at that. So now we got 53 products, um, super manageable list to go through. Um, I do see a little bit of buy box domination, and what I mean by that is I'm scrolling through and I'm looking at this buy box seller column. And by the way, if your Keepa product finder doesn't look like this, you can actually move all of these filters wherever you want. So it may be there's tons of filters in Keepa, so your buy box filter stuff may be way over here. Just move it to where you can see it. And I noticed that I see a couple of storefronts that I see often, and what I mean by that is we've got this Astronauta store over and over again in the buy box. I also recognize this Prime Core Basics multiple times in the buy box. So that lets me know that these are probably bigger sellers that have a little bit of buy box domination. And as a smaller online arbitrage seller, I don't want to compete with those guys. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to open up both of those storefronts, and I'm just going to grab their seller IDs here. I'm going to take that back into my product finder. I'm going to get rid of those sellers. So I want to see listings that those sellers are not on. And I can do that here in the seller column. So all I have to do here is before I paste that seller ID, I put a subtract sign. So minus, copy that seller ID. That's going to take out all the listings that that seller is basically dominating. I'm going to do it same thing for this guy here. And we also have to put a comma in between these two, but same thing, subtract, get rid of those sellers that I don't want to compete with. And now we've got just 12 products to go through. So we can burn through this list in like 10 minutes. Super easy. I don't know what this is. It doesn't, I guess it is Reebok branded, but it looks kind of big. Not really interested. But we've got some jog pants here, which is kind of exactly what I'm looking for. Just thinking of a Q4 mindset. So let's pop a couple of these open and see if we can find some winners. Found these Reebok jog pants here on Amazon, and we're buy boxing at 35. I'm getting a buy cost of 12.73 over here on the Reebok website. They're actually on a Labor Day sale for 14.97, but I was able to stack a little bit of extra code here, and I'm actually getting them for 12.73 with this extra code. So here's your sign to even if a product is already on a very big sale, this is 75% off of retail. I'm still able to stack a coupon code, so don't sleep on that kind of stuff. A ton of new sellers won't go that extra mile to find those extra coupon codes, and you're basically just leaving margin on the table. So really good buy cost here, $12.73. Buy boxing at 35 bucks. Got a little over a $5 profit, 40% ROI. Now this is a little bit of a higher rank than I would typically go for, but we've got to think about this in a product stance. So this is jogging pants. Right now we're at the end of August, so we haven't really started to hit that peak season for this type of clothing. And we can come down here to the Keepa chart and verify that. If we back out to the year chart here, we can see last year in August and September, we're almost a million rank here at one point, but as soon as we get into October, we can see the rank line, which is this green line here on Keepa. You can see it start dropping down really nicely, which makes complete sense because that's about the time of the year when we start seeing temperatures cool off and people shift from summer clothing to the more wintertime stuff. Really stable Keepa chart here. Buy box looks pretty solid. Peaked out about 50 bucks last year, right around Christmas time, which makes a lot of sense. Q4 type of stuff. But tons of profit on the table, even at a $35 mark. I would expect this to continue to go up a little bit as we get into the peak season. So a lot of room for potential here to even maybe double or even more our profit on this. But even at our current buy box, still nothing wrong with that. Cool $5 profit, easy prep product. Stick it in a poly bag, label it, you're done. But this is a good example of how you can multiply your leads just by looking through the variations. So if you're a new seller and you're not checking variations, you're leaving tons and tons of good listings on the table, and you've already done all the hard work to find the original listing. So let's poke into the variations here and I'll show you. We know that we're getting these for $12.73. So any other variations that we can find in stock at a $35 sale price are probably going to be profitable as well. So if we come in here, we can see we've got some gray ones at $36.98. Those would be profitable. Unfortunately, I don't think the gray ones are in stock here on the Reebok website, so we can't really capitalize on that. But we've got a couple other sizes of the black ones. So the one we're looking at here is the medium. We've also got the larges here at $36.79. Those are going to be profitable. We've got our extra larges here at $39.99. Both of which I can get, both of those sizes. They are in stock right now. I already put a couple in my cart just to verify that I could get that code to stack. So I'm $12.73 across the board here. And on these on these larges, I'm buy boxing 36.50, 12.73 buy cost is a $6 profit, over 50% ROI. The stuff is out there. This is an even better Keepa chart than the first one we looked at. Incredibly stable here. Offer counts coming and going. It is creeping up a little bit, but this is a seasonal product. I would expect that offer count to creep up. But we've got to think that the demand is also going to go up. So that's going to help keep that supply and demand balance and keep this listing nice and happy. Same thing here on the XLs. I'm actually already buy boxing at 40 bucks on the XLs. So we're looking at over a $9 profit, 71% ROI. Uh, Really happy Keepa chart. Kind of similar to the other two we looked at. Offers are coming and going. Buy box is incredibly stable. We're starting to see that drop off in the sales rank here that lets us know that the demand is going to be increasing. So I could potentially see all of these going up slightly in price. So what I'm going to do from here is pivot to reverse sourcing, but I'm going to do it on power mode. So this is going to let me reverse source up to 50 storefronts at one time. Let me show you how to do it. We find a good listing. We've already found one here. We got a Reebok sale going on. It's a Labor Day sale happening right now. This will probably be over by the time you see this video, but we also figured out that we can stack an extra 15% coupon code on top of the heavily discounted products. So really good opportunity here. Let's see if we can do some reverse sourcing. I'm going to show you exactly how you can reverse source up to 50 storefronts at one time. So if we scroll down to Keepa here, go into the data tab, click offers, and you want to make sure you've got this historical offers on. So you can see when I take this off, we're only looking at 10 sellers, but when I click this, now we're looking at 48. So that really widens the stance here at what you can search. So what we're going to do here is actually export all of this in Keepa. And let's just put it in our downloads right quick and pop this open in Excel or Google Sheets. If you don't have Excel, you can do the same thing here. We're going to delete this first row, and what we have to do here is we have to get rid of everything except for these seller IDs. So the seller ID is everything after this equal sign all the way up to this and sign. So we need to get all of these down to just that, and there's a really easy way to do that. We're going to go Control F for find and replace. We're going to click over to the replace tab, and we are going to highlight everything in front of this seller ID, plug that into the find, leave the replace empty, click replace all, and now we're going to do the same thing on the back end here, get rid of everything past that seller ID and replace all. Now we've got all our seller IDs, and what we're going to do here is we're going to plug all of these into a Keepa product finder search. So if we come into Keepa data product finder, there's a tab or a filter in Keepa product finder where you can only search certain storefronts, and you have to put in the seller IDs. It's right here, seller. But we've got to have these separated by commas, and we don't have that yet. Well, that's okay. I'm going to show you a quick, easy way to do that as well. Go up to the formulas, more functions, and it is going to be under compatibility. And it's this one right here. I don't know how you say it, concatenate. It's that one. We're going to click on that one. Text 1, we're going to select that first cell, and text 2, we're going to put in our comma. Click OK, and now you can see it's taken that seller ID and it's added a comma behind it. Now we can just drop this box down all the way to the bottom here. And now we've got all our seller IDs with commas in between. We can copy that, bring that back over here to Keepa product finder, paste it in, and now we're looking at 48 different storefronts at one time. Now there must be some really big sellers in this list because we've got a lot of products here, so I might have to poke around and figure out who that big seller is and try to take them out of this list because okay, so Amazon's on here. That explains it. So let's just take out Amazon. We're going to look for this ODER seller storefront ID, and we're going to take that out of our list because we don't want that. So let me tell you what, let's just go back to Excel here, and there it is right there. Let's delete that one, and let's redo this whole part here. Shift cells up. Delete. Shift sales up. Okay, here we go. So now let's copy our seller IDs, bring them back over to Keepa. And now we're looking at 47 storefronts all at one time, and we get to kind of filter this down to what we want to look at. So we got 28,000 products. Obviously that's way too many to go through, but we've already got some inside information on what we need to look for because we've already found that first product. We found a Reebok product. They're having a big Labor Day sale. We've already verified that we can actually stack a nice coupon code on top of that. So we're just going to look for Reebok branded products because we've already pinpointed the sale. So let's come down here to the brand filter and type in Reebok. So instantly we're down to 438 products. That's a pretty manageable list. Let's take a look at it. We might have to filter a little bit deeper just to kind of narrow down some of the stuff. One of my favorite Keepa product finder filters is this buy box seller filter. I like to filter that out to third party. I don't like to take Amazon completely off of listings because there's tons of listings that Amazon is on, but they're not taking the buy box. So by doing that particular filter, you don't get rid of those products. Instantly, I see we've got a lot of shoes. I'm not really big into shoes, so I might just kind of scroll through a couple of these and see if we can find. Let's check out these shorts. Those actually look kind of interesting. So pretty typical gym shorts here. Hopefully this is going to be a match. I have to make sure that they are. So we've got the logo in the corner here. Definitely got that. See if it says that they're 9-inch because I don't see that anywhere. So we have to verify that part, but they do look like a match to me. I'm pretty sure, yeah, these are definitely a match. So we've got them at $14.97 here. Already profitable. But we know we're stacking that 15% on top. Getting these for $12.72. Let's make sure they got them in stock. These are the black and a medium. We got them in stock right here. And I'll just add a couple to my cart just to verify that we can get these with the discount. Let's take some of these out and add these back in. Yeah, so discount code works on these two. Getting them for $12.73. Buy box in at $36.95, almost a $9 profit, 68% ROI. Take a look at the Keepa chart here. Not a ton of data, but I do like what I'm seeing. So we've got good offer count movement here. Buy box recently came back and has stayed fairly stable. It did drop a little bit there, but we've got room on a product like this, even if we come back down to that $32 mark. Still making really good profit and really good ROI. Let's back out to the year here just to make sure. So it looks like Amazon historically has pretty much dominated this. I would be a little bit cautious on a product like this just because of that. But for the time being, it's a really good flip. So maybe one to just keep an eye on. But let's go through our variations right quick because I know we've got other colors and sizes in stock. Maybe we can find one that Amazon has not been on so much in the past. All right, here in the variations tab, we are looking for other opportunities. I do see the extra large and the 2X here. They look pretty similar. Let's pop these two open. Buy boxing at $32.65. We're buying these at $12.73. $4.60 profit, 36% ROI. I like the looks of that. Pretty similar Keepa chart to the last one. Not a ton of data here, but there are sellers making sales. Not as much Amazon history on this one as the last one. Definitely another really good flip. Would not be scared to buy a couple of those and test them out. Let's take a look at the 2X and just to make sure, yeah, we've got the XLs and the 2X in stock. Buy box in 38 bucks, $12.73 buy cost here. $10 profit, 84%, almost 85% ROI. Keepa chart looks almost identical to the last two. Not a ton of data. Do have some Amazon presence here in the past, but recently, at least in the last several months, no Amazon and we've got several sellers making sales. I would not be scared to test something like that as well. Take a look at our offers here just to see what we got. Yeah, so definitely some sales. Not a product I would buy 50 of or anything like that, but these products compound. If you can buy products that you can sell 10 or 15 or 20 times a month, and you've got 10 or 15 or 20 of those products, that compounds really nicely. So let's see if we've got any other variations. We've got the navies here at 35. So navy in a medium. Do we have the navies here? I don't think we're going to be in luck. Oh, vector navy in a medium. So we've got those in stock as well. Let's pop that open. Again, $12.73 buy cost here. All of this stuff is extremely profitable. Just taking the time to go through the variations really makes a difference. Medium navies here in stock. Buy box in $34.96. It's over a $7 profit, 60% ROI. Keepa chart, kind of on the fence here. Again, we've got a little bit of Amazon presence, so be cautious of stuff like that. But in the last at least 90, probably maybe not 90 days, but the last 30 or 60 days, it's been pretty nice. So maybe one just to keep stashed away, keep an eye on it, see how it does, and then make a decision in the future. See if this guy's sold any that are on here. Yeah, so not really a lot of data. Do have some sales here from this guy at the 35.99 mark. Sold through 5 units. So again, another good product to test. See where it goes. I think that's about the end of the rope for this particular listing. But we can just take one listing and make several leads out of it just by going through those variations. Tons of other opportunity here in this exact same Keepa search. We've got the white ones. I mean, these shorts are going to be, you can literally buy tons and tons of different products just by poking through the variations. I don't see the white ones here in stock, but see if we can find a different one here. I do think we had these green ones. Yeah, so the army green's in stock. Pop open one of those. Oops, that's eBay. Let's pop open that one. $32.99. Our buy cost here was $12.73. Definitely going to be profitable. $6.55, 51% ROI. We're looking for navy green or army green, excuse me, in medium. Got them in stock. $14.97. We know we're stacking that 15% code. We're getting these for $12.73. This is almost too easy. All you gotta do is take the time to go through this data. Another very similar Keepa chart. Historically, a little bit of Amazon presence. Hasn't been around for the past several months. Third-party sellers have came in. It looks like they're making some sales for sure. Another really good product to test out. Tons and tons of listings here in this Keepa search, and I'm not even looking at the shoes because I don't do shoes. But just take the time to go through this stuff. Here's a nice basic t-shirt. I could definitely see that being profitable as well. Really good looking Keepa chart here. Nice stability. Gets a little high here. That might be an inflated price, but if we can make it work at $17 to $20 range, definitely see that working. So let's Google that right quick. See if we can find it. Got it here on the Reebok website. We're at $9.97. Let's see, what size are we looking for? XL. Got it in stock, $9.97. Let's add it to our cart and double check that this coupon works. It does. So we're getting them at $8.48 basically. Probably not a lot left on the table there. Only a $1.50 profit. I am buy boxing a little bit higher than that $19.97. So at $22.97, it gets a little bit better. Still kind of below where I like to be. I like to shoot for at least a $3 profit minimum and 30% ROI, especially on clothing. You might even want to go a little bit further than that just to kind of absorb some of the returns that you may get. But I tell you what we can do. Let's go back into that listing and let's see if there's any variations that are selling for higher, because I see this navy for $25.90. We can definitely make that one work as long as you keep a chart looks nice and good. Looks like it's an inflated price. Just looking at the buy box stuff here, but let's take a look anyways. I am buy boxing at 25.90. I think our buy cost on this was 8.48. So definitely gonna be some profit left on the table. 350, 41%. A little bit of inflated buy box. It looks like to me that $20 price point is probably where you need to be on something like this. Also got a little bit of Amazon presence in the past. I would probably avoid this one, but you get the point. You can take one lead, make multiples out of. Let's see if we can find maybe one more. We've got some Navy joggers here at 50 bucks. Definitely see those working as well. Got them right here on the Reebok website. 1997 Vector Navy. We're looking for a size XL. Got them in stock. Put them in the cart. Know that code's going to work. So we're getting them at $16.98 with our extra discount. Super profitable stuff here. 16. That's almost a $16 profit, 92% ROI at a $50 buy box. Buy box has been very stable for the last little bit. It was suppressed, but it looks like the price stayed right at that $50 mark. Even if we back out to the year chart, the lowest I see on this chart is 37.59, which is still going to be really profitable. So yeah, still almost making $5, a little bit low on our ROI here, but this is worst case scenario on this product. So tons and tons of opportunity if you learn how to use Keepa Product Finder. Tons of variations. We've got all kind of colors of these sweatpants and sizes. Almost all of these are going to be profitable. Take the time to learn how to use Keepa Product Finder, because once you understand how it works and understand how to combine that with sales that are going on, you can manually source so many products in just a couple hours, like literally hundreds, maybe thousands of dollars worth of profit here just in a couple minutes looking through Keepa Product Finder. And I'm not even looking at all the shoes because I don't do shoes, but if you did shoes, I'm sure there's tons of profit on the table here as well. Lots of variations in shoes. So just take the time to look through all this stuff. It's really not that hard. I'll tell you what, let's do one more right here and I'll cut this off. Easy peasy logo, a little bit of a high rank there, but we're here in August, so imagine hoodies probably aren't selling that great. Keep chart's a little bit unclear. Let's just see if we can get it profitable. I'm just curious now. So we're looking for the small logo. We got it right here. I believe it's going to be a match. Little logo. Yep, Reebok symbol, no words. Got the XL and the 2XL in stock. So we're looking at the XL at 60 bucks. Got them in stock here at 1997. So even before that discount code, incredibly profitable. Let's stick it in the cart right quick, and just to see, yeah, coupon code's working on that as well. Getting it for $16.98. I mean, just ridiculous amount of profit on the table here. $21 profit, 124% ROI. Easy prep product. A little bit of an unclear stable chart, Keepa chart. But what I do notice here, and this is something to think about when you look at charts like this that only have one seller on it, when you see that seller disappear and come back, that means they sold at least one unit and they went out of stock and they came back. And so I see that a couple times. So this seller definitely has sold at least a few of these over the last 90 days. So keep stuff like that in mind. Don't be scared to hop on listings with just one seller. That doesn't always mean that the product is not selling. Tons of opportunity. I've got way too many tabs open here, but I could go on for hours doing this, continuing to find good profitable products just by using Keep a Product Finder. If you made it to the end of this video, you're obviously very serious about learning how to do Amazon online arbitrage. So I want to give you a little bit of encouragement, because if you watch this entire video, you're already ahead of 99% of your competitors, because as with every other business, most people fail because they don't put in the time. But if you made it this far, obviously you're willing to do that. So check out our website, flipfindernetwork.com. I'll link it in the description. We've got tons of free resources, all kind of guides and things like that. I put out a blog post once a week helping sellers start and scale their online arbitrage business. If you're not already in our free Discord channel, I would definitely recommend you join that as well. It's a good network of sellers of all levels coming together and helping each other out. And if you want to kind of cheat code to boost your sourcing right here, especially coming into Q4, check out Flip Finder Network Full Access. That's our premium lead service, and it's not like any other leads list you've ever seen. We're not cherry picking stuff. We're showing you everything. You actually get access to our Google Sheet. So check it out. Put the link in the description, and we'll see you on the next one.